The truth is, I've been Master Mask all along. I mean, you can't prove that I'm not actually Master Mask, can you? I don't have any alibi for the night the urn was stolen, after all. I donned my costume that night and dazzlingly descended upon the scene of the crime. Look, you can see right there in the photo. That's me. So my brooch, I snagged it on the door handle and it got torn off, that's all.
I don't like the direction this trial is taken.
This is how every trial goes, at least with me anyway.
Ha! You're doing great.
Stop it, Mr. Godot, you're embarrassing me.
Like I said, you're only going to get one chance to testify, alright? But if you make it through this with flying colors, I'll keep my promise too. I'll make sure you stay locked up in prison as the one and only true Mask the Mask.
Thanks so much, Mr. Godot. I'll do my best.
Alright, Mr. Wright. I'm afraid it's time for the cross-examination.
Sigh. So Ron made a deal with Godot? Interesting. The truth is, I've been Master Mask all along.
You may think you're the real Master Mask, but your wife thinks you're delusional.
I haven't told Desi yet about my true identity, I mean. Believe me, I've got my reasons. The way your room is decked out, how could she not know about it?
Even thieves have complicated family situations, I suppose.
What should I do? Sounds like we're about to get sidetracked. Again.
So why are you withholding the truth from your wife?
Well, first of all, I don't think she'd believe me anyway. And second, if there's one thing that Desi absolutely detests, it's criminals.
If that's the case, then why did you ever start thieving to begin with?
Well, Desi is crazy about shopping. She's a real shopaholic. But she's the love of my life, Your Honor. I guess you could say I'm a Desi-aholic.
So you do have a complicated family situation after all.
Alright, that's enough. Please continue with your testimony. I beg of you. I mean, you can't prove that I'm not actually Master Mask, can you? I thought you were gonna be the one to show us the proof. You know, that you're the real Master Mask and not just some kind of obsessed fanboy. Hey now, that's not fair. Why do I have to do all the hard work anyway? Because you're the one making the outrageous claim for a change. Come on, Nick. You know that Mr. DeLite couldn't have committed the crime. You're the one with the fancy law degree. It's time to put it to work already. I need some kind of proof that Ron couldn't possibly be Master Mask. Well, I guess if you had that kind of proof, we wouldn't be still here, would we? For the time being, maybe I need to shift strategy. I should try to show that Mr. DeLite couldn't have stolen the urn. Anyway, I don't have an alibi for the night the urn was stolen after all.
Ah, that's wrong.
You've got no alibi.
I've been a judge for a long time, and this is the first time I've ever heard the defendant brag about having no alibi.
But I'll tell you, I was in Lonely Tail that night. No, that's too vague, even for me. To be more precise, I was down in the basement warehouse.
Hold on.
What is it, Nick? Where was Ron DeLite when the crime happened anyway? If we can prove he had an alibi after all, this case will be a piece of cake. Well, you're right, but...
Ha! You think you can prove that? Wake up and smell the coffee.
Well, I think maybe I can...
Mr. Wright, do you have any evidence that shows the defendant has an alibi?
Yes.
I have the evidence. Or do you think I'm still some sort of third-rate rookie? Oh! I've never seen you this angry before. I'm not surprised. Anger is the last refuge of the pathetic.
I thought I was more confident than angry.
Well then, let's see this evidence already. Show to this court evidence that proves where your client was on the night of the crime.
Mr. DeLite, this wallet belongs to you, correct? Yes, it does. I lost it somewhere.
Mr. Wright, when you find a wallet, you should report it to the police right away.
No, you don't understand. This is an important piece of evidence.
Evidence?
Mr. DeLite, when did you first notice that you lost your wallet? Let's see. I think it was on the night of the crime. But I know I still had it when Desi and I went out for dinner. This wallet was found at approximately 1 a.m. at KB Security Headquarters.
What? Surely you're not serious.
Yes, I am serious. This proves that Mr. DeLite was in fact at KB Security that night. No! So if the defendant was at KB Security at 1 o'clock in the morning, then that proves that he has a watertight alibi. No! Furthermore, considering the distance between Lord Taylor and KB Security, it would have taken 30 minutes to get there by car, according to Larry anyway.
Well, Mr. Godot, do you have anything to say? And stop drinking that coffee.
Come on, Mr. Thief. Don't let this guy beat you. Tell him why he's wrong. You're the only one who calls me thief, Mr. Godot. Alright, I'll try. I'll do it. I will. He's really got Mr. DeLite all worked up. Yeah, he's like a kid at his first day of school. Look, it's just ridiculous. Why would I have dropped my wallet at KB Security? Someone must have planted it there to make it look like I was there and not at the heist. Planted it there? He's really reaching now. Mr. DeLite, you probably dropped your wallet when you took it out to use this, didn't you? The keycard to KB Security's CEO office? No!
Ha! That was a pretty good try, Mr. Trite. Unfortunately, you've overlooked one small thing.
What?
Motive, of course. Why would this thief go to KB Security in the middle of the night anyway? Well, Mr. Wright, looks like you need some more evidence after all.
Grr, this stupid kid.
Now then, let's see your evidence. The evidence that shows why Mr. DeLite went to KB Security at 1 a.m. that night.
Mr. DeLite, I believe you've seen this before, correct? That's...
What is it?
A blackmail letter. That's what it looks like from the content.
Blackmail?
Yeah, so basically it says bring $50,000.
That certainly sounds like a blackmail, alright.
At the time of the theft, Mr. DeLite was dealing with the blackmailer himself. In KB Security CEO office, a full half an hour away from the scene of the crime.
No. Order! So when the theft of the herd occurred, the defendant was at KB Security? Looks like a perfect case for the defense.
You may see it as a perfect case, Judge, but to me... Well, let's just say that my Godot blend number 107 impresses me a lot more. What are you trying to say? You say the thief was being blackmailed by the CEO of security company? But did you actually investigate the CEO at all? Huh? Well, no. I guess not. Accusing him out of blackmail with no proof. I'm not sure what I think of that. Not sure what I think of that. At least I know what I think of you.
Good point. I'm not sure what I think of it myself. You claim the defendant entered the CEO's office, but you will need at least one witness to corroborate your claim, Mr. Wright.
Nick, I think we're gonna have to track down the CEO guy. No, we don't have to track down the CEO at all.
What do you mean by that, Mr. Trite?
There's someone else who can testify. This is the person who could testify that the keycard was used at 1 a.m. that night.
What? Who is this useless-looking young man?
You don't remember him, Your Honor?
Not exactly. But just looking at his picture makes the bile start to rise in my throat.
Looks like he doesn't remember the case from 2 years ago. Probably blocked out that memory on purpose. Anyway, this man was working as a guard at KB Security that night. Oh? The question at hand is this keycard. Yep, that's the keycard they use in the building at work. According to the serial number, this one is the CEO's office. You needed to get into that room, and every time you use that card, it leaves a record. Yeah, it tells you exactly who entered the room and when. As you can see, there's no need to investigate the CEO of KB Security. We should be able to discover the truth simply by analyzing this keycard's data.
Well, Mr. Godot, The name of the CEO of KB Security is Kane Bullard. I was unable to contact him directly, but I got the keycard data. Here.
So what does it show?
Each keycard has its own serial number and they leave detailed records of their use. According to this data, this card was used at 1 a.m. on the morning of the crime.
Well, that means it can't be Mr. DeLite dressed as Mask in this photo.
Ha! It looks like you're right. 2 minutes isn't even enough time to brew a good cup of joe.
So then,
Ron DeLite was clearly in the office of KB Security's CEO at the time of the crime. The prosecutor's office is ready to admit that fact. Therefore, it's impossible for the defendant to be masked to mask.
good job, you did it, Nick.
That's enough. I came perilously close to besmirching the record of an innocent young man, besmirching him with that title of thief.
What's wrong, Your Honor?
I'm ready to pass judgment. But before I do that, do you have any further objections?
No, Your Honor.
Very well. The court finds the defendant, Mr. Ron DeLite, not guilty. Court is now adjourned.
Phew. All right. Nick, you did it. You were right after all. Actually, I'm a little bit ashamed of myself.
Nicky boy!
Oh, Mr. Light.
I knew you could do it. I believed in you all along, Nicky boy. I don't know how I could ever repay you.
Ah, shucks. Thanks, Mr. Light. I just know I'm blushing.
Congratulations, Mr. Nick.
Oh, Pearls. Got a bad feeling about this.
Gasp. Who is this woman?
Oh, she's nobody. She's just,
You're blushing. How dare you do this in front of Miss Maya? You should be ashamed of yourself.
Youch! She slapped me. Pearly. This woman is Miss Desiree DeLite. She's our client's wife.
Gasp. Mr. Nick.
Yes?
You're even worse than I thought.
Going behind the back of your own client.
No. You've got it all wrong.
I'll never forgive you.
Ow! A double slap. Well, anyway, all's well that ends well, right? Yeah, we got the Sega Urn back and the thief has been caught.
You're so right. It's all thanks to Nicky boy here.
But actually, it was you, Mr. Light, that brought us our urn back. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Oh, please. You're embarrassing me.
If you want the case, then why does this guy still look so glum? But I'm the thief. Actually, what's the point now?
What is it, honey? I did my best for you, Ronnie.
I know that, and I appreciate it, Desi. But the thing is...
Come on. Give the kid some time. He's just got a little touch of the blues. You know about feeling blue, right, amigo?
Mr. Godot, what are you doing here?
Oh, come on. I just came here to say thanks to my newest buddy. You, Mr. Trite.
Maybe you should learn my name before you could call me buddy. I'm not your buddy, guy.
Well, playtime is over.
Huh?
Early this morning, the body of Kane Bullard was discovered.
Kane Bullard? Where have I heard that name before?
Isn't that the name of the CEO of KB Security?
Wait, body?
The estimated time of death was 1 a.m. on October 12th.
1 a.m. on October 12th? You don't mean...
That's right, amigo. At the same time that a cheap little urn was being stolen, the CEO of KB Security was being murdered.
So then, what are you doing here?
Oh, come on. You figured it out already, haven't you, amigo? Or have you already forgotten about that piece of info I helped you out with today?
Help me out. What?
On October 12th at 1 o'clock in the morning, Ron DeLite was in the CEO's office, the scene of the murder. After getting that blackmail letter, he must have been imbued with utter rage.
What are you saying? Imbued with rage?
Come on, don't tell me you didn't know. Ron DeLite was once an employee of KB Security. He was a professional security guard. An employee of KB Security. Looks like the alibi that saved him from being convicted as a thief is gonna be the noose that gets him hanged. Kind of an anti-alibi.
No way!
He can't be the thief because he was at the murder scene when the murder occurred.
No, that's a lie. It can't be true.
But I'm a thief, I tell you.
Ron DeLite, you're going back to prison again. This time the charge is much more serious. This time you'll be tried for murder.
What? This is impossible.
I'm looking forward to another exciting showdown, Mr. Trite. You and I aren't through with each other yet. Surely you won't back down from a challenge. You've never been a coward.
Mr. Nick, is there something personal between you two?
I've returned from the depths of hell to do battle with you. At least let me have some fun while I'm here.
This guy, who the heck is he?
He may be quiet, but
He's the most dangerous enemy I've ever faced.
well then, time to say goodbye to Mr. DeLite.
Nick, how could this be happening? Right in front of our very eyes, our client has been arrested for murder. And the one who established his presence at the scene was me.
Yeah! Ronnie!
Arrested for murder on the very same day he's declared innocent of larceny. What the heck is gonna happen next?
Well, find out next time, boys. To be continued.
You know, I'm glad we found the urn and all, but poor Mr. DeLite got arrested again. Well, supposedly Mr. DeLite was in the CEO's office when the murder occurred. No way, Jose, I don't buy it.
But the one who proved that Mr. DeLite was there was Mr. Nick himself, at least from what I can understand.
Looks like you did too good of a job this time, Nick. Well, how about we get started looking into the KB security murder?
I think I'm going to head back to Crane Village for a little while, if that's alright.
Sure, but why?
I'm going to bring the sacred urn back and have some people take a look at it.
Oh, that's a good idea. I think I'll go with...
No, Miss Maya, you should stay here.
I want you two to spend some special quality time together, full of love and happiness.
Pearls is so caught up in her fantasy she forgot there's a murder to solve.
Now remember, no fighting, okay?
She's gone. Okay, Nick, time to get going on this murder investigation. So, what do we do now? Isn't it obvious? We should get out of here and investigate the murder. Well, first, we need to find out exactly where KB Security is located. Hey, why don't we ask Miss DeLite? She should know. Besides, I want to ask her some stuff about motorcycles. Motorcycles? You're not thinking of getting one, are you? I'm not the same little Maya who used to be happy with her dinky little bike, Nicky boy. Sigh. Speaking of asking around, I've got a few questions of my own for Mr. DeLite. Okay, well, let's make sure to go to the detention center too. Fuck. You must be relieved you got the sacred urn back, huh? You bet. But there's something a little different about it. Don't bet me. It's pretty obvious, isn't it? I mean, take a look at this. It clearly says I am on the urn and the poster. But the urn we got back says Amy, like it always used to. Oh yeah, you're right. Plus, the vase has pink splotches on it now. I'm sure they weren't there before. Mai doesn't know, but 1 year ago, when the urn was broken, the repairer accidentally turned Mystic Amy's name into I am. And that repairer was one mechanically unskilled little Pearls. But still, I don't remember ever seeing pink splotches on it. Is it possible that the urn is a fake? I'm sure Pearls will find out about that once she gets back to Crane Village. Yeah, I suppose. Now that I think about it, Maya hasn't been back to Crane Village in a long time. So, I guess people still go to Crane Village to do their training, right? Yep, if you want to become a spirit medium, you need to undergo severe training. So why haven't you been training lately, Maya? Well, lately I've been thinking of heading to a channeling dojo to do just that. A channeling dojo, huh? Sounds pretty serious, whatever that is. If you're gonna train, you have to be serious. Otherwise, real tragedies can happen. Is what happened last year still bothering you? That murder in her village. It happened because the power of channeling was misused. Not really. When a medium uses a Korean technique, she temporarily uses her own will. So when an especially strong spirit is summoned, the spirit medium can get taken over and even forced to commit terrible crimes. What's worse, in those cases, the spirit medium has no memory of what happened. Except that didn't happen. That murder, it wasn't your fault, Maya. You know that, don't you? I suppose not, but I guess I'm still a bit shaken up, that's all. Sounds like being the master of Korean is going to be a heavy responsibility. Alright, let's go talk to Desi.
Oh, Nicky boy, Maya!
Mr. DeLite.
All I want to do is help my dear Ronnie.
Yeah, but I guess it ended up hurting his case. Don't say that, Nick. She doesn't need your help beating herself up.
Hey, Nicky boy, please help Ronnie. He's not a killer, I swear. My Ronnie wouldn't hurt a fly.
Alright, I'll poke around and see what I can find out.
Really? Are you serious? Oh, I'm so happy. I knew asking for your help was the right thing to do. I don't know what I can do to help anymore.
I had no idea Miss Light has such a vulnerable side.
Listen carefully, Nicky boy. My Ronnie would never, ever kill anyone. It's just not in him.
I don't think he would either, but... Nick... Yeah, but you have to admit he's got a bit of a temper to him. It's not hard to imagine him just snapping and screaming, "Please die!" He would never say that. Anyway, Mr. Light, he might not be a killer, but he's still going around saying that he's a thief.
I already told you, that's just a fantasy for him.
Mr. Light, I hate to say it, but you're the one living in a fantasy world.
What? How dare you say that to me, Nicky boy? I know everything about my Ronnie. We don't have any secrets between us. Ronnie isn't the thieving type. He's so honest that he wouldn't even sneak a nap. He's so honest that he wouldn't steal a glance. A thief? Ha! The very idea.
I guess I just don't get it. Huh? Get what? I just can't understand how they can be so different, and yet be such a happy couple. Yeah, they sure are different.
Come on now, Nicky boy. It's not that mysterious, is it? It was love at first sight. For me, anyway.
What? For you? So was it really love at first sight when he So was it really love at first sight when he first met Mr. DeLite?
Well, maybe not at first sight, but Ronnie saved my life.
Saved your life?
I was at work one day when two robbers suddenly rushed in. Well, I'm not the kind to just curl into a little ball in the corner, so I fell back.
Robbers?
Yes, they took me hostage. I was so frightened. They were both carrying these huge knives, and I broke down into tears.
Yeah, I would too if I were in that situation. Oh, I think I get it. Did Mr. DeLite come running to save you?
Yes, exactly. I remember he looked so handsome in that guard uniform of his. He went right up to those knife-wielding robbers and screamed in their faces. "Please stop it!" he screamed. I could see the robber's face just turn pale.
That high-pitched shriek of his does have a surprisingly strong effect on people.
Then, crying and swinging his arms like crazy, he attacked the two robbers. All by himself. He came to save me, a total stranger, all by himself. He was so scared that he was crying and shaking, but he still risked his life for me.
Wow, that's a great story.
Yes, he might not look it, but in a tough situation, there's no one better. That's why I fell in love with him like I did.
Sniff, sniff. That's so romantic. I'd fall in love too, I guess. Nick, I hope you'll do the same for me if I ever get taken hostage. With Maya, that possibility always seems to loom in the not-so-distant future. Go.
I hate these kinds of people more than anything.
You mean ace detectives?
No, I'm fine with ace detectives.
Oh, so then you must mean thieves.
No, they're alright too. I just hate thieves that pretend to be ace detectives. There's nothing I hate more than cowardly men.
By the way, why did you go to Detective Admin's office anyway?
Well, as the trial went on, I started to get more and more anxious. I went there to try to find more about the real criminal.
The real criminal?
Yes, obviously the real master is not my Ronnie, right?
Yeah.
And Detective Amy knew more about Master Mask than anyone else. They mentioned him on the Great People Around Town segment on TV.
So then, you went there to ask him some questions?
That's right. I'll do whatever it takes to save my man. His secretary said the ace detective isn't in right now. I forced my way past here and into his hideout.
I wouldn't exactly call that office of his a hideout.
That bag was sitting right there on top of the table.
Oh yeah, we saw that bag there yesterday too.
There's nothing lower than someone who would try to pin a crime on someone else.
Mr. Light, do you know about KB Security?
Don't be silly, of course I do. That's where my Ronnie works.
So she thinks he still works there, huh? And yet, according to what we heard today...
Come on, don't tell me you didn't know. Ron DeLite was once an employee of KB Security. He was a professional security guard.
Ron quit. He doesn't work there anymore. Looks like Mr. Light doesn't know.
KB Security is only about 20 minutes away. By motorcycle, that is.
Larry told me it takes 30 minutes by car.
Well, I have to admit I tend to fly pretty fast on my bike.
To make it to KB Security that fast, are you sure you aren't literally flying?
Why don't I give you a ride sometime? Or better yet, how about now?
No, I'll pass, thanks. Why don't you just tell us where it is and we'll go ourselves? Haha, what a scaredy cat you are, Nick. Mr. Light told us the location of KB Security. Okay, let's head over there right away, Nick.